Hello, everyone. Welcome to our West Coast Trail 2026 Planning Sessions live event. I'm Mike Blake at MB Guiding, your Vancouver Island hiking guide. We're streaming to YouTube and Facebook Live from the Saanich Peninsula on southern Vancouver Island in beautiful British Columbia. Say hello in the chat and comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We're going to take a few minutes to make sure the live stream is running smoothly and see who shows up in the chat and comments. Hey, hello again, Julia. Hey, Zane from Alberta. Welcome. Hey, Christine. Welcome from Sherwood Park. Hey, Rob from Sylvan Lake in Alberta. Patrick from Montreal watching the hockey game at the same time. Multitasking. Hey, James from Calgary. See you next week. Hey, Joe from Van Island. Welcome. Hey, Vicky from Camrose. Hey, Sarah from Brantford. Welcome. And Lara upstairs. Christine from Sherwood Park. Right on, everyone. Hey, Marlene from Southern Ontario. Trisha, hey, welcome back from Hinton. Hari from Calgary, welcome. Hey, Suzanne from Whitehorse, back for a second time. Right on. Kelly from Ottawa, welcome. Hey, Katie, still in Quebec. Right on, we'll see you out on the island soon, hopefully. Hey, Paul's back from Chilliwack. Welcome back, Paul from Chilliwack. Matthew from Victoria, welcome. Right on, everyone. That's great. We've got 31 viewers on Facebook, and we've got 9 over on YouTube. Let's push it up. Share this about with your friends, family, who else wants to take part in the West Coast Trail 2026 planning sessions. I'm going to show you how to plan the West Coast Trail like a pro. So during this live stream, I'll share my pro tips to boost your chances of completing the West Coast Trail in a fun, safe, and rewarding way. Plus, you'll want to stick around for a fun prize giveaway. We want you to participate too, so ask questions in the chat and comments, and participation in the Q&A is going to be part of the entering the giveaway. Hey, Ty from Hamilton. Hi, Ali from Prince George. Anne from Saanich. Valentina from Edmonton. Welcome, everyone. Great. Okay, well, so far nobody's told me they can't hear me or they can't see me, so I'm just going to keep on going. Hey, House from Burnaby. Right on, we're getting more viewers on YouTube. Yeah, if you haven't checked out our YouTube channel, I'll show you where to get there. So I'm Mike Blake, an Association of Canadian Mountain Guides certified hiking guide living and working on Vancouver Island. You may know me through our MB Guiding website or blog. Maybe you've heard about our guided trips and workshops before. I've been backpacking for around 45 years and guiding for over 20 of them. If you go to mbguiding.ca, head on to our About page and you'll see a little bit more about me there. I specialize in outdoor education, instructing hiking and backpacking skills like risk management, wilderness navigation, trip planning, and I'm also a wildlife viewing guide, the member of the Commercial Bear Viewing Association of British Columbia, and a group management instructor for the Interpretive Guides Association. My partner Lara and I started MB Guiding about 12 years ago. And Lara's a big part of MB Guiding. She's the creative writer behind all of our online content, and she also holds the record for participating in the most MB Guiding trips and workshops. Lara's hanging out in the chat too and helping us moderate today. You can say hi to her over there. And another shout out to our repeat alumni. Some are watching right now. Welcome back and hope to see you on the trails again soon. We've got lots of repeaters over the years, some doing their 5th, 6th, and 7th trips with us. And then our family partners, big shout out to all of them, all the different transportation networks we work with, clubs, brands, land managers, apps, gear, tourism companies or tourism organizations, publishing companies, all sorts of them. You can see them all on our About page over at mbguiding.ca if you want to learn more there. All right, let's see who else we got here. Hey, Michael from Whistler, welcome. Hey, Alina, awesome. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for joining us here. We're going to give away 3 awesome prize packages today, plus a bonus prize for our new YouTube viewers. Each prize package will contain a copy of the 10th edition Blisters and Bliss, co-authored and signed by West Coast Trail legend Wayne Aiken. And you can see that on blistersandbliss.com. Head on over there and you'll see the entire legacy of Blisters and Bliss over the past 35 plus years and 10 editions. This is the latest edition. Also in the prize package, we've got a West Coast Trail App 2026 Pro Pass for iOS and Android, donated by app creator and developer Brett Marl. You can check out his website at westcoasttrail.app. And if you haven't checked out the West Coast Trail app yet, you better go check it out because it's pretty cool. And I'm going to show some of it on my mobile device today. All right, there's more, folks. There's more. The prize package got really good today. So the West Coast Trail Slug Patch and Sticker Pack designed by Valerie Burton and the late Jesse Benton. These are the famous slug patches. You definitely want to check those out. Plus, I'm going to add in a one-to-one personalized coaching session for each winner to help plan a trip like a pro. These are just like the personalized coaching sessions that our clients participate in when they sign up to a guided trip. So you get a ticket to one of those too. And then the new prize, for those of you watching us on YouTube, there'll be a special bonus prize giveaway from our new friend and West Coast Trail artist Luke Ellis of Raven Thumb Creative in Port Renfrew. Raven Thumb Creative, this is from Luke. We use nature and the outdoors as our muse, creating stickers, art, and apparel. The fun trail map illustrations are a great way to keep your hiking memories alive. The brand new Raven Thumb store has opened in Port Renfrew, which also features a hiker hub section for your last minute basic provisions. And I was just checking out the site here and checking out what some of these provisions are. So West Coast Trail hiker dehydrated meals, Rock Coast protein snacks, energy gels, electrolytes, custom Nalgene bottles, hiking socks, water purification, lip balm, sunscreen, hats, Afterbite, citronella, band-aids, moleskin, pain relief, toothbrush, paste, tablets, bear spray, safety whistles, knife, dry bags, pet covers, and so much more. Go check out Luke's site at raventhumbcreative.com, and we're going to be giving away one of his West Coast Trail t-shirts today. So we're switching it up from our usual t-shirt, and we're going to go and check out a West Coast Trail t-shirt right here with the trail map on the back. Where is that one? Well, you'll have to go to, let's go to Apparel. Obviously, I haven't navigated this site very often. I just got the link today. There it is, West Coast Trail Unisex Tee. That's the t-shirt right there, folks. We're going to give away one of those to a YouTube viewer. Okay, so how do you watch us on YouTube? If you haven't checked out our YouTube channel, you can find us on YouTube at Mike Blake. So I'm just going to flip over there. And this is the channel, youtube.com at Mike Blake. And we're on Facebook Live as well. Oh, let's go back here. Where'd you go? There's our page. So you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com MB Guiding. So a couple of places. Okay, I see the chat's lively. Hey, Jacqueline from Regina, welcome. Hey, Lori from Edmonton, welcome. Hi, Jennifer from Calgary, welcome. Hey, Stephanie from Kelowna, thanks for joining us. Alexis from Blue Sky City, Calgary. Yeah, it was blue. I was just in Calgary yesterday. I was out there in the Rockies teaching IGA courses, Interpretive Guides Association, risk management, group management courses. Hey, Lori Henderson, welcome. Hey, Craig from Fort McMurray. So if you're watching us on Facebook and the sound quality or the image is off, all you need to do is refresh your browser, and that's a quick fix. My end, I've got full bit rate going out at full speed here. So refresh your browser or rejoin the live stream. That's the solution. Okay, we got 17 viewers on YouTube, 36 on Facebook. Right on. We're getting up there. Brings our total viewers right now to 54. Okay, share it about, folks. That's my intro. And I'm going to get moving on here. Hey, Trisha. Yeah, we got the news from Luke just while I was away in the Rockies. I just got back yesterday, and I chatted with Luke just this afternoon, and we just put this together. Yeah, so you want to go check out his website and learn about the new store in Port Renfrew. I have not been there, but I'm going to be there on Friday. So that brings me into the next chapter. Folks, we're going on the West Coast Trail. It's 2026, and I'm leaving on Friday. So I'm going to be doing my May 1st trip. And this time I've got a special partner, and Lara's going to join me. She's got the week off her usual work week. So we're going to go do recon on the West Coast Trail starting on Friday. And so this live stream is going to be how we plan the West Coast Trail trip within days of departure. So all the little details we look at just before we get on the trail. I'm going to share more details about the giveaway towards the end of the live stream. So you got to stick around to the end to get the details and get entered into it. Okay, so let's get planning. I'm going to share a ton of different resources that I use, including different websites, different apps. We're going to look at the weather for the weekend and into next week. We're going to look at the tides. We're going to look at my pack list, my menu plan, and then we're going to look at the West Coast Trail Express because I still got to book my shuttle for the way back. All right. Hey, yeah, Trisha, we're going to put up videos from the recon daily from the trail. That's the plan anyway. Just going to pump up my tea here. We got a little late afternoon Earl Grey in my Vancouver Island special mug. Get you excited for coming to the coast. So who's coming to do the West Coast Trail this summer? Comment in the chat on Facebook and YouTube. Let us know when you're coming. You don't have to tell us the exact dates, but if you're coming and maybe what month you're coming in. Let's get the chat going. Our first question came in. So before I get started on my planning session, I'm just going to address this from Joe on Facebook. Joe's asking, is the West Coast Trail wrecked from winter windstorms like the Juan de Fuca, or did they clean it up? It is in good shape from what I hear, and it's getting cleaned up as we speak. It's going to be ready for opening day. And the news on the Juan de Fuca just came out yesterday. It will be opening this summer in some form or another, and they've been working on it on a many projects throughout the season to get it started. So both the WCT and Juan de Fuca are ready to go. So there's the new news. That just came out yesterday on the Juan de Fuca from BC Parks. And they're going to let us know exactly what date the Juan de Fuca is going to open later in May. So something to note that the Juan de Fuca is a great training trail for the West Coast Trail, especially if you're in the Victoria area, because it's a much closer. You don't need reservations, and you can get on and off at many different trailheads when it's open. So go check it out. Okay, we got folks here in July. Yeah, Ali, I'll share some of those videos for sure. And some stories. I'll do trip reports daily like I did last season. So we got a bunch of folks going in July and August prime time, third week of June, right on. Second week of June. James, I'll see you there. I think we're going to cross paths part way, just like, yeah, it'll be like, I guess, 23, 24, one of those years we did it together for a bit. Hey, right on. We got mid-June, July, August. Wow, lots of people got some pretty good deets. Okay, we got mid-September, June. Hey, Chris from Alaska, welcome. August, June, July. Okay, we got one May trip, two including ours. Oh, we got a late May from Lori. Okay, yeah, we got a few May early season. So if you have not got your reservations yet, go check out the website. I was just here earlier. This is the parks website. So let's go to Backcountry West Coast Trail. Let's go May 1st, just for an example. Search. Let's go party size 2 if you got 2. And then go calendar view right away. Calendar view works really good if there's availability. Let's let that fire up for a bit. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to get into the West Coast Trail app, and we're going to show you on the website how to find them too. So while that's spinning itself up, let's make sure I got everything right in there while it's diddle-doddling along there. I'm going to get back to the action. So we're going to load up the West Coast Trail availability for you. Hey, we got early July right on, mid-May. Yeah, so we're going May 1st. We're going on Friday. That's when it opens, and that's when we're going to go hit the trail. So this is how I plan a trip. Oh, right on. Michael's on 6. We might see you on the other end. The first thing you want to do, if you haven't already, Just make sure you get a reservation, which we're trying to load up here. Let me just refresh that page on the phone. See what's taking so long there. Try to get a couple of things going on at the same time here. Okay, that's loading again. Yeah, so if you haven't already, go check out our website. If you go to the homepage and scroll down, you'll see a West Coast Trail guide, and there's a ton of info in there to help you plan the trip. So all sorts of information on the highlights, overview of the trail, map, guidebooks you want, how to get your permits, where to access the trail, the transportation provider, the main one, accommodations, weather, tides, routes. We'll go over a little bit of that stuff, the campsites. But most importantly, check out our trip reports from past trips. There's a lot of information in there. Sample itineraries, pictures of the trail, conditions, distances, elevation changes, our timelines, wildlife viewing, weather observations, all sorts of fun stuff in there. So those are all in the trail guide. So check that out. The other thing you want to check out if you haven't is definitely go check out the West Coast Trail Hike of a Lifetime Parks Canada page. There's a ton of info on there and important notifications always at the top there. So a ton of info in there on planning and preparation, some videos in there, tons of stuff. The other thing you want to do is check out Blisters and Bliss. Definitely read that up on that book. You can order it right from Wayne, or you can maybe win one in our giveaway here. And then check out the West Coast Trail app. There is a ton of good stuff in there, and I'll show you a bit of that today. But stuff on the ladders, the map, the new map is amazing. Brett's done an incredible job on this. The on trail map, trail weather, even trail conditions. Yep, we're going to be updating that starting on Friday. So you'll be getting fresh conditions off the trail. And pro and regular version. We're going to give away the pro version, 3 of those today. The pro version gives you offline capabilities. That's the main point there. And then we're going to show you how to do it on the we're going to show you how to do it on the app too, on the phone. Okay, so we're back here on the West Coast Trail. Let's see what kind of availability we got here in May. Wow, it looks like May 1st and 2nd are getting busier. I remember looking, a day out in the past few years and not many people were interested. But now that it's been sunny every May 1st for the past 3 years and for the 4th year in a row, it's getting more popular. But looking in May, you can see this is for 2 people. There's lots of availability at all 3 trailheads there. And then even going into end of May. May is a good month, folks. It has been for the last 4 years anyway, including this year. And then you're getting busier going into June, July, and August get booked up. You're going to have to be coming in the midpoint there. So let's switch to the right screen there. You're going to be have to coming on the midpoint there. But early May, mid to late June, or mid to late May, there's lots of availability. May's a good time, and you're going to see why in a minute. So we're going to be planning our trip. Let's do a mock trip setup here in the app. Super easy. This is with the West Coast Trail app. And then we'll get into some chat here. Make sure you're all still in there. Hey, Shay from Comox Valley. Right on. Welcome. Okay, so here we go. This is the West Coast Trail app starting May 1st. I'm going to plan our trip. We're starting on Friday. May 1st start, Gordon River start, Pachina Bay finish. Let's do 4 nights. I use 3 nights usually, but this trip we're going to take a little bit more time. Doesn't like 4 nights. Let's do 5 nights. Okay, so night 1. Let's go camper. Night 2, let's go to Benella. Night 3, let's go to Susiat. Night 4, let's go to Chickawas. And night 5, let's go to Michigan. That's a short day. It's only a short distance, but say we have extra time to play with. We're in no hurry. This will work. Now you get your layout of the trip. So every day you've got your summary. So it shows your mileage for each day or kilometerage for each day on each section, which is pretty handy. And then you've got your tides for each day. So that's all set in there for you. And it uses the official tide charts from the federal tide chart data set. And then you've got your ladders. If you're ever curious about how many ladders there are and how many rungs there are, there you go. Now you know. The big map feature is super cool. Got to check that out. It's been just updated. There's a ton of cool stuff in there, and it will show all your campsites you planned in there and what night you're going to be there. It shows your mileage, it shows you where the ladders are, it shows you where the inland routes are and the coastal routes. There's tons of stuff there. So I've planned my trip. I'm ready to go hiking. When I'm on the trail, I can see exactly where I am on the trail, and then I can also add conditions as I go. So I can share trail beta, which is a super cool feature. We're going to be adding information there as we go starting May 1st. So you're going to be getting real time conditions. You also get notices that'll be updated there. Lots of stuff in here. So I'm gonna get Brett on, hopefully on the next live stream to do a full demo of this for like could probably spend an hour just on the app. So we're gonna not do that today because we don't have that much time. But I just wanted to show you that this app is very useful, and I highly recommend it. After you get your reservation, start planning your trip. So West Coast Trail app. The other thing I want to share here is the weather. So we're now planning our trip. We're looking at the weather. This is my favorite place to use the app or to use the weather is on Windy. There is weather on the app. It's just not as robust as the weather in Windy. Let's just show you that. So here's the weather. Click on there. It's going to give you, an overview like you'd see on the 6 o'clock news. It gives you some information. It shows, uh, sky, temperature, visibility, humidity, dew point, wind direction, and things like that, which are super handy. But when I'm planning my trips, I like to go a little bit deeper and I like to see a big picture of everything. So this is our plan for next week. Big picture, I mean on a big screen. I do all my big planning at home on a desktop, so I have a big screen real estate, so I can, you know, find all the things I want to find. It's a little bit trickier on a smaller device. You can do it on a tablet, but I prefer a desktop. So look at this weather, folks. Unbelievable. This is the best weather that we've seen in all 4 May starts. So we've got Friday, sun with a bit of cloud, highs of 14. Look at Saturday, heat wave. This is what a West Coast Trail heat wave, when it goes over 15 degrees during the day. So we're going up to 18. This is the European model, which I use quite a bit on Vancouver Island, so I find it very useful. Oh wow, look at Sunday. We got mid 20s going up, low to mids, 22 highs. That's very warm. This is midsummer conditions, folks. This is July, August temperatures and nights that are only going down to 15 at 2 a.m. That is midsummer for sure. Like it's not typically this warm on the trail. And if you don't believe the European model, click on the forecast model button here. And this is what I like about Windy is that it has a lot of features like this where you can compare and look for trends between multiple models. So I'm looking at 6 different models here. So the North American, the global, the European, the Medio Blue, the high resolution rapids. These are all showing sunshine, all of them. So I have high confidence that there's sunshine coming next week, looking 48 hours out. So folks that are asking, what's the weather going to be like in June? What's the weather like in July? What's the weather in August? What's it in September? We don't know. You only know the weather when you look at it, this far out, 48 hours. You're getting really good resolution. Our weather models are very good, 24, 48, up to 72, and then they start to lose resolution on the coastlines. You can look for trends in the future, and I see it's sunny, 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 so I have high confidence it's sunny. And then I see that some of the long, long range, which I'm losing confidence in, they start mixing up temperatures, wind directions. But look, there's no measurable precipitation in the forecast for almost 2 weeks here, even in the long range. So this is amazing for hiking, but unfortunately, folks, this is not good for the environment. And it looks like it might be a dry start to the season, which unfortunately means more risk of fire, less water in the water system, and the animals and plants aren't as happy. But great for hiking, so we'll just take it and we'll work with this starting on Friday that we have an epic forecast. So I pay attention to Windy. I look at all the different layers here, the weather radar, which we won't need because there's nothing on it, the satellite, the wind, temperature. I'm really interested in temperature. And then I'm looking at weather stations in the area. So this brings in data from all sorts of different weather stations nearby. And when you scroll over them, you can see how far they are in relation to where you're hiking. So tons of good info here. So I've done my weather report. I'm super happy with it. Now I can plan my gear. So first you need to do the weather and then you do your gear. I like to have options available. So I want to have my rain system and I want to have my hot and dry system. So now I'm already adjusting my lighter pack list. So this is my guiding list. So there's things in here that I may not have on me for this week. This is my loadout for guiding with 7 people for 7 days. So I'm going to start deleting things for my trip that's starting on Friday. So things I will take though: bandana, camp pants, camp footwear, low rise gaiters. I can share out my hiking list if you're interested. It'll be in the comments eventually. Fleece hiking footwear. So I'm using trail shoes, hiking shorts and shirts. It's going to be warm. Hiking underwear, insulating layers, ladder gloves, which are just general purpose work gloves that go over my sun gloves because it's going to be sunny. Rain jacket. Deleted the rain pants already. It's going to be warm enough that even if it rains a little bit, I will be fine. I don't need a rain system fully enveloping me with high gaiters, big rain boots, and that type of thing. So I've got a separate sleep system for sleeping that's dry and clean and kept in my bag only for sleeping or for emergency. And then I have my sun system, which is sun gloves, sun hat, and sun hoodie. And the sunglasses are going to be down in another area. It's got my electronics. This is pretty much the same for every trip. I like to do photos and videos, so I've got lots of stuff in there for that. Lots of battery power. Got my hygiene kit. That's going to be the same for rain or wet trips. My kitchen kit's going to be the same. I'm going ultralight with the kitchen. Uh, Guide stuff here, bear spray and things like that. Then my packing system, I'm going to be using the Durston 55 instead of my guides pack I'd use for the West Coast Trail, which is a Hyperlight Porter 70. So I'm going to downsize because I have a bit less stuff, and we're going for a shorter time, so less food. I'm going to be using a Durston X Dome 2, which I've loved for the last couple of seasons. It's been amazing. Lara and I will share that. I'll carry it. She'll carry the cook system, and I'll carry the sleep system, or the outside of it. She'll have her own tent and sleeping bag, or her own sleeping bag and sleeping pad. I'll have our tent. It's actually Lara's tent. She's going to let me know about that. So we're using Lara's tent. And then for quilt, this has been a question that's been online today. Enlighten Equipment Revelation Apex Custom -6, which works for me year round on the coast. I just adjust my base layers underneath according to the warm or cold nighttime temperatures. This is going to be warm nighttime, so I'm going to be maybe even on top of the quilt. And then a Thermarest X Lite, a pillow. I like comfort, I like convenience. I've got a flex tailed zero pump, so I don't have to waste energy blowing up. Then my menu plan, which we'll look at in a minute if you're interested. And then fuel canisters, we'll probably split those up. Share. We'll have 2 small ones instead of one medium one. That way, in case one fails, we have a backup. A liter water plus my 500 milliliter electrolyte running pouch water thing or bladder. It's like a little teeny one. It goes on my shoulder strap. And then the group safety kit will probably downsize because this is for 7 people for 7 days. So this will be much lighter. But we're still going to bring an emergency tarp. It's super light, and we'll bring a downsized repair kit. So that's my gear list. Before I go into the menu plan, I've done the weather, I've done the gear because it's based on the weather, and then I'm gonna do menu plan. But let's just go see what's been going on in the chat here. All right, we've got lots of chitter chatters in there. That's great to see. Let's see who we've got on here. 63 people. Welcome, everyone. If you're just joining us now, this is Mike Blake at MB Guiding, and we're doing West Coast Trail Planning Sessions 2026 for May 1st. This is our go time. We are within 48 hours. We will be sleeping at Camper Bay on Friday night. It's Wednesday night. So in 48 hours, we're going to be at our first campsite. So this is the time where we look at the weather. This is the time where we put the stuff in our bag we're going to take. Okay, so let's go back up here to the questions because I know some came in while I was blabbing along there. Lara says we have not had a trip planning meeting yet. This is it. That's right. We're in our trip planning meeting together. I just got back last night. Lara's been planning for days before I got here, or weeks or months, but I am now just getting organized. I just got in the office. I've been away for 3 weeks in the field. Wildfire smoke, a concern this summer. This is from Joe on Facebook. Yeah, potentially. It's quite dry, the environment, and that could be a concern. Last year, we had issues with wildfires in the area, and there was even talk about closing the trail. So look for early fire bans, so you won't be able to have a campfire on the trail. So figure out a different way to dry your gear. I'd suggest a clothesline to have on board of sorts, so you can just hang stuff either outside in the sun or inside your tent in the evening to warm it up with your body. Zane says smash that like button. That's funny. I heard people on YouTube do that. I'm new to YouTube, so is that what you're supposed to say? Thanks, Zane. Okay. Somebody's talking about the app. It's finicky. I'm sure Brett can chime in on that one. Ali's asking, is the Pro app worth it? Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's great supporting a developer who's invested so much time and energy into creating it. That would be my number one reason. And then also, you can use the app offline. So you don't need cell or Wi Fi to use it when you have the Pro version. There's a couple other features in there too. If you go to the website, West Coast Trail app, and look here, it tells you what the different, I think it's at the bottom of the page, it tells you what the benefits of Pro are. So you can unlock it during your trip dates. So you can use it, okay, during your trip. You have the on trail map, offline access, GPS location, and the trail weather. So it's a one time purchase, unlocks all Pro features for the current trail season, and the access is valid for the year shown on the pass. So it's not a subscription year to year. It's you buy it once and then it is for just that year. There you go. By purchasing Pro, your support keeps planning free for everyone, ad free. There you go. So great, great, great reason. Hiking the West Coast Trail requires a backcountry permit. Indeed. Wonder what happens if I click on that one. Hey, that's the button I was looking for. So if you're looking to see what dates are open, folks, this is the magic way of doing it. So I showed you on my device the BC, or sorry, Parks Canada. I've been thinking about BC Parks. I have to do a BC Parks project tomorrow before the end of the month. This is what I was showing you earlier. So this is what I'm now showing you. So if you go to the West Coast Trail app, Brett's done a great job of pulling in the data from what's available on the Parks Canada reservation website. He uses some magic developer stuff to do that. So this is why we pay for it. This is for free. People get this for free, and everyone that buys the Pro helps support it. So this is really cool. You can see what days are available. Look at that. It's pretty tight, this trail. It's a very busy trail in the summer, but look at all the availability in May. I mean, I would watch the weather, folks. If you got flexibility with your schedule, if you're retired, if you're a remote worker, if you can figure out a way to do this trail during a sunny section in May, I recommend it. It is absolutely amazing out there. There's less people. You're seeing the trail first before everyone else. And I mean, less people means more wildlife. So that's another great reason too to head out there in the early season. Look at that last week of September. That can also be a beauty week. So that's for two people availability. You can change the party size here on the app and you'll see the availability shrinks up. But also, if you see red boxes here, you can get email alerts, and it's just like Schnurp or one of those campsite reservation notification systems where it sends you an email if somebody canceled. So this is great stuff. And thanks for Brett for doing that. That's amazing. Another reason to do the Pro, support that. The app is amazing. We got comments. The Pro version is worth it. Pro is totally worth it. Yeah, there you go, folks. We got some comments here on YouTube. Mount Mama, welcome. Lots of YouTubers on today. Thanks everybody for joining us on our new YouTube channel. So folks, we just got this going. This is new for us. So if you want to help us out, Zane taught me this just a few moments ago. If you want to help us out, head on over to our YouTube. So it's youtube.com at Mike Blake. So MB Guiding, Mike Blake Guiding. This is our YouTube channel. And we just went over 100 subscribers. Woo! Oh wait, we're supposed to do this button. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, so we're pretty excited. We got a long ways to go before outdoor, boys, but we're getting there. Pro app, amazing. Yes, highly recommended. Okay, let's get into. We're halfway through the stream. Let's do some questions. I've showed you the weather, which is important. I've showed you the gear list, which is important. So weather and gear list go together. You do the gear weather and then the gear for the weather, and then we can show you the menu plan if we have more time after. So let's go do some Q&A because I know there's a bunch of questions in here. Marshall is saying on YouTube how to prevent inner thigh chafing. So I use like a body glide. It works really good. It comes in a green tube, not the one you put on your feet, but it's a glide, body glide instead of foot glide. It works great. Use that. I will use it. It works amazing. Ali's asking, do you have a recommendation on how to honor and show appreciation of the First Nation communities we will be hiking through? Yeah, you're going to see them out there. So say hello and thank you. That's how you do it, folks. That's what they're doing out there. They're saying hello to us. Everybody's the same on the trail. So say hi, say thank you. Okay, Durston. We got chats about Durston here. X Dome 2, Mountain Mama. Yeah, it's awesome. It's my new favorite tent. Or it's my new favorite tent of Lara's tent. Yes, we're using the Durst. Lara says if I carry it, we can use her Durston. Okay, well, you'll appreciate the X Dome 2 versus me bringing the X Mid and we have to fiddle around with the trekking poles and all that. So let's go with the X Dome. I agree. I'll carry it. Curious for input here. Hiking with a small group, is it ideal all the parties to have the pro access to the app or just a couple? I mean, you could share the app with one person. There you go. Depends how much you want, how much money you want to give Brett. I mean, he does great things with it all, so I think he could charge more for it. Hey, Ursula from Cold Lake, welcome on Facebook. Tina, I will share my gear list. Let's see if I can do that right now. I'm going to put it into the chat. Remember, this is my guiding gear list, so there's things in there that I may not bring on a. Um, there we go. I just added in there. So that's the URL for my gear list, lighter pack, and you can just copy and paste that out of the chat on YouTube or Facebook. So you'll be able to find it in the comments there. I can take it off the screen. Ali's asking about trail chairs. Yeah, so my trail chair I love. And people ask, why do I take a trail chair? Well, because I do 100 plus days in the backcountry a year and I'm over 50 and it makes sense. It's not even a luxury item for me, it's a mandatory item because it is so helpful. Where do I put it? What list? Dun, dun, dun. There it is. Okay, so my gear list, all the links on the left side of it there are not affiliate links. They go directly to the manufacturer's website. So there's nothing in it for me. So I just share it because I want my clients and the public to see what I carry. People always ask me what's in my pack. This is what I use: Chair Zero LT, super lightweight. I don't use the sand bottom thing that you can add to it. I don't find it necessary. I just put wood slats under it. It works fine. Cuts back on weight. This is a really light chair. It's like 500 grams ish, somewhere in there, 600 grams, just around a pound. I use a chair. I'm not hiking ultra light. I'm hiking ultra comfortable. However, I can still get my kit down to a 25-pound base weight with all my guiding emergency equipment, which takes up almost 5 pounds if you look at the bottom. 4 pounds with this setup. So it changes depending on the trip, how many people we have on the trip, and how many days. But yeah, I try to keep the rest of my stuff really light, and then I can bring other things like cameras, power packs, ultralight chair. So I'm not packing ultralight everything. So Brett will chat with you about that. He has the 15-pound loadout, like an 8-pound base weight. My kit, that's ultralight. My kit is ultra comfortable. And so I like to have all this stuff. Also, because I'm guiding, I need to have redundancy in my system. So I have duplicates of things like fuel, lights, definitely first aid, stuff like that. So and a wet trip, I'm gonna add stuff to this. It's gonna get heavier. If it's raining, I'm gonna add rain pants. I'm gonna add maybe some more clothing so I can have fresh clothes because I like to be smelling nice because I'm working in the field. I like to come to my morning meeting, smelling good. Whereas somebody who's ultra light and ultra dirty, they don't care. They're not meeting anybody on the trail that they're working with, so they just chat and everybody's stinky, and that's a part of the culture. But for me, I like comfort, so that's my comfort list, and that's why it's not ultra light. So the chair is to answer the question, the Helionox. You're welcome. Matthew's asking about fishing. You'll have to check the regs. Check the fishing regs. I know there's no fishing in the rivers and creeks, but there's ocean casting, so you can cast offshore. You just have to check the regs. We've got a question about the crab shack. Yeah, if you can fit it in there, it's quite an experience. Yeah, so I would book that in advance. Definitely if it's raining when you go through there and you don't want to hike in the rain and there's spots on the covered porch, that would be an advantage for sure. Patrick, yeah, so we swim on the trail. There's fresh water at all the campsites. So whether it's a creek or a river, some of them have like little pools that build up. Like Walbrand's a good example, just as long as the seagulls haven't taken over. But there's fresh water at every campsite to at least do a splash. Make sure you do it downstream, leave no trace, not above stream where people are collecting their water. Susiat Falls is typically another good swim hole that has a shower, which is pretty awesome. People, I've seen all different things. I've seen bathing suits, I've seen no suits, and I've seen wetsuits. So totally up to you. There's a lot of different types of people out there and a lot of different ways they go swimming. Hey, you're welcome for the gear list. Sarah's got a great question here about on Facebook. Let's pull this up. You mentioned that warmer temperatures may mean less availability for water sources. Does that just mean hiking in a bit further to fill out water bottles? Or any instances of longer stretches that we may not be able to refill that we need to keep in mind? Yeah, so there's always water on the trail. It's a rainforest and there's always water on the trail. All the campsites have running water at them in the droughtest droughts. I've never not seen water at a campsite in all the years that I've been on the trail. So there are longer stretches, particularly in between Cribs and the Crab Shack. There's a bit of a stretch in there where the creeks they can get low, like Dare you can maybe pull out of in a drought, Deer Beach, um, but you can't pull out of the River Chiwat because it's tidal, and you're gonna go across that, and you might think about getting water there, but you can't. There's a spring on the other side that Parks Canada doesn't talk about, but there is a spring on the other side of there, and it typically you can pull water there. I've never not had water in there. And then there's like water you can buy at the Crab Shack. So there's water that's cold in a cooler. And then leaving the Crab Shack, you can't get water of the Nitnat Narrows. It's tidal. And then past that, you've got little creeks that sometimes dry out, but then you're going to get to Susiat within 6, 7 kilometers ish, and you'll be able to fill up there. So if you figure it out, there's no reason that you need to carry more than a couple of liters of water at any time. Lori's asking my daily routine once I have finished hiking a section I arrived at your campsite. Yeah, so I've the first thing is you could guess I pull out my chair. So I pull into camp. I make sure the whole group is there, so we haven't lost anybody. We use RFS radios, so if somebody's a little bit further behind or got there a bit early, we're always in communication with the group. So we make sure everybody's there, and then we pick out a camping area, which is typically outside the main zone, which I call downtown, which is where most people camp around the outhouses and food caches, and it's quite busy there. We camp in the outskirts. We like the suburban rural areas of camp. So we look for a really good spot outside of the main area camp, and we point out, that's the spot, and we make a meeting time for our evening debrief and preview the next day. And then everyone has free time. And then we set up our camps. We hang out. We go hiking down the beach. We go wildlife viewing. Everyone does their own thing. Some people like to do photography. Some people have journals they write. Some people get eating right away. We do our evening meeting, we do a debrief, we do a preview the next day, and then pretty much wrap it up. That's it. It's bedtime. Sometimes I'll go to bed like right after dinner, and then I'll get up on an alarm for sunset, which is in the summer later, 9:30, later than that even. Do some sunset photography, and then go back to sleep, and then wake up in the morning and do the hike all over again. That's the plan. Mount Mama says, "Don't skip the Crab Shack." Yeah, I think that's what you're saying. The Crab Shack. Don't skip the Crab Shack. Yes, don't skip it. You have to go by it, so I recommend stopping there. The drive to the Gordon River parking lot alley on YouTube is on paved road. It's a little bit warped, the pavement, once you get northwest of Souk. So there's a lot of frost heaving in the winter, and the road there it's paved, but it's a little bumpy. I would slow down where it says slow down, because yeah, you can hit your head on the ceiling on the bus. So the bus driver will help you with that. But it's paved all the way from Victoria to Gordon River parking lot. Matthew's saying, do you recommend going waterproof shoes, gaiters, waterproof pants, or just getting super muddy? Yeah, so my build out for my kit for this trip, it's going to be dry. So I'm planning my trip around the weather. So I'm going with these temperatures, these forecasts coming up. So I'm going to be hiking on Friday, sunny, dry, warm. Sunny, dry, warm, sunny, dry, warm for the whole trip. So we're going to plan for that, which means I'm going to be using trail shoes. My trail shoes are an Arc'teryx. They're kind of like an approach shoe. They're really comfortable for me. They fit perfectly. I've worn them for several seasons. They're low cuts. And then I have a low cut gaiter, a low gaiter, an ultra trail gaiter, or I might switch out to my OR lightweight gaiters. They're really light, 33 grams. I'm not going to use boots and long gaiters on a dry, dusty trip, but I want gaiters because I want to keep little bits of material outside of my shoes. Even though the shoe has a kind of a built-in gaiter, it's quite snug around the ankle. And then I'm shorts and shirt, like sun shirt. It's going to be sunny on the beaches, sun hoodie, and then I'll have a backup shirt I can switch into if I wet out the sun hoodie from sweat. I have like a hiking shirt, and then dry clothes at camp. That's it. That's simple. Keep it simple. That's the plan. No rain on approach. No rain right now, anyway. If it's gonna rain, I'm gonna switch out to pants. Probably have them, but I still, if it's warm enough, I won't wear them hiking. I'll save them for camp. I'll put on my rain gear when I get to camp over my warm, dry, clean uh, camp suit, which is comfy clothes. Great questions. I'm just going to go through these because we keep getting questions. So that's great. That's what we want. We want you to contribute. Let's see how many people we have here. So, oh, 70. All right, folks, we got some new people. Welcome. I'm Mike Blake at MB Guiding. We are doing West Coast Trail Planning Sessions 2026 for our trip starting on Friday. So we are hitting the trail in 2 days. Got a question here from Tina on YouTube for the West Coast Trail Express shuttle for the way back. If I make a reservation for X day, but I happen not to make it to the trail exit for that day, broken cable car, what happens then? You let them know. There is cell reception on the trail, on US towers, on all the beaches. So you just have to get them a message. Let them know if you're not going to make it or if you're going to be early, and they can help you out. They're super helpful, the West Coast Trail Express people. Okay, hiking in mid-July. What's the scariest water session? None. It's a rainforest. So I've never had a scary water situation. Probably the scariest actually was with a client that carried too much water. So they had 5 liters on board, which was 5 kilos or 10 pounds. And that's too much weight. So that was the scary situation. There's no reason to carry that much water on this rainforest trail. Patrick's asking about hiking with a teenager. No, sorry, I don't have any teenagers, but I'm sure there's many people in the audience that do. Parking's good at Gordon River. Alexis is asking on Facebook. There's a parking lot there. It's paid parking, so it's right adjacent to the Peach Dot campground and the Parks Canada Gordon River office. Across the way, there's a dirt parking lot, and you need to pay in the store at the campground for your daily there, depending how many days you stay. Marshall's asking typical cost to get a permit. Hey, good question. Let's look that up on the website here. So if you go to our MB Guiding website here and go to our West Coast Trail Guide and scroll down to permits, I just updated the costs for 2026. So it's $264.50 to hike the entire West Coast Trail end to end. This cost includes reservation fee, orientation fee, backcountry use permit fee, the Gordon River ferry fee, and the Nitnat Narrows ferry fee. There's a few other ways to hike the trail. So if you're coming in from Nitnat and going one way or the other, depending which way you're going will determine what the cost is. And it's also an additional cost to get from Nitnat Village to the Crab Shack, and that's on top of the permits. So all that's broken down there, plus your park pass, which is separate. And I would recommend going and checking to see if your park pass that you bought before the free park passes came about, it will extend. So I have an April park pass, and I just learned when I was in Jasper and Banff this last week working and talking to Parks Canada out there that my pass is good till November, even though it says April 26 on it. So, and also know that there's going to be a free um, section, and that's located at the very top of the page. It talks about it right here. The Canada Strong Pass is back. So if you're going on the West Coast Trail between June 19th and September 7th, you do not need a park pass. It's free, and you don't need a park pass. So all that information's on the West Coast Trail Hike of a Lifetime website. Ann's asking about outhouses. Yes, there's definitely outhouses at the campgrounds, the official ones. So there's quite nice cedar composting outhouses. Now, some of those outhouses got precarious stairs going up to them. It's more like a ladder. So just remember that if you're going there in the night, to bring a lamp and be ready to go up and down them. I would practice in the daylight. You've already had enough practice on the ladders in the daylight, but practice the outhouse ladders before it gets dark. Patrick's asking about bear standard management. Yes, same bear protocol. There's only black bears on the West Coast Trail. There are grizzlies on Vancouver Island on the Northeast Quadrant up by Sayward area, but they are not on the West Coast Trail. So you're managing black bears. So when you're looking up your bear management, look it up for black bears. And Parks Canada recommends at least one person in the group carry bear spray. That's recommended by Parks Canada and their wildlife team that works there full time year round, and they know what they're talking about. So That's the recommendation. There's been an increase in reports of human wildlife interactions on the trail. So there it is. Parks Canada strongly recommends that a minimum of one person in the group carry it and know how to use it. So if you're wondering to bring it or not, there's the official info. Vicky's asking, is there bear bins at every campsite? Yes. So at every official campsite. So if you go onto our West Coast Trail guide here and you go to the campsite section here, click on campsites and you'll see there's 12 designated campsites on the trail. All sites have access to fresh water, food lockers, and composting toilets. All sites are located on beaches and some are nicer than others. And we've done a small little summary of each campsite. Some of the campsites also have food poles to hang on. If the food caches are full, you can use the pole, and there's a rope there. Just make sure the rope isn't touching the ground because we've had rats climb the ropes and go into the bags. Great questions, everyone. How's this giving you a little detail on how he does camp? So at campsite, change shoes, set up tent, hang up wet clothes, etc. Enjoy the area, plan for tomorrow, and put food in the cache. Bada bing, bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Trisha, I think, is saying for the teenagers to make them part of the planning. So Trisha is answering the question. Whoever asked about hiking with teenagers, check out the comments, and that's on Facebook. Ali on YouTube's asking about my cordage setup. So my rigging is about 3 or 4 mil, and it's pretty thin. It does the job, and I've got enough for my center line, 15 meters. I like it nice and long, so I can swing it between trees. And then I've got 7 meter corner lines, so I have extra line, and I can use that as a clothesline as well. You probably don't need that much line, but I'm also demoing how to set up a tarp on my trips, so I want to make sure I can set it up everywhere, and having that extra cordage guarantees that I can always find a spot to spread it. And I always use two solid trees for my center. I never try to pitch it on a beach with like something that's moving. It's always solid, at least the two ends for the peak line. Come on one of our trips and I can show you exactly how I do it. Hey, Brett's online. Welcome, Brett. We did a big spiel on you earlier. I'll definitely give an update after the trip, Ursula, and during the trip. So we were doing live trip reports from the field. So I every evening in camp I do a debrief and write it down and I share it online with some picture or video, and you'll get real time information as we're hiking. Stiff boots, soft sole boots. Neither. I'm using trail runners, and they're approach shoes, so they're actually a bit stiffer than a typical running shoe, and they're perfect for me. Everyone has different feet and different ways of doing feet, so figure out what works best for you. So practice, practice, practice before going out on a 7 day expedition. Going through all these questions, this is great, folks. They keep coming in. We've got over 160 comments here. We've got 69 people on the stream. We've got 33 on YouTube, which is getting close to a record, and 38 on Facebook. So over the last couple of streams, we started to even out our Facebook and our YouTube. So thank you, everyone, for joining us on YouTube. And I know you want to win that YouTube prize too, which let's just go back and remind everyone that we're going to be giving away from Luke Ellis at Raven Thumb Creative and the new store out in Port Renfrew where you can resupply. We're going to be giving away a West Coast Trail tee, and I believe he said he's going to chuck in some stickers as well. So if you haven't checked out Luke's website and online store, you got to go check it out. There's lots of cool stuff on there. And the new thing is the Hiker Hub, which is the store. They just opened it up. It's in Port Renfrew, and they've got all sorts of little odds and sods in there that you might have forgotten on your way to Port Renfrew, and now you can find them in the shop. There's a picture of it right there. So go check out Luke's shop. He's graciously donated a shirt and stickers to this live stream for the YouTube viewers, and he would appreciate the support. He just opened up, so at least go check it out. Okay, Lara's talking about our timelines on the first trip. Yeah, that was a good one. We did Thrasher to Walbran in one go. That was and it was wet and muddy. Lara wasn't allowed in the tent until she was so tired she didn't want to go in the swim, but she wasn't allowed in the tent until she did. She'll remember that story. That was when we did it together in 2015, the first time we reconned it before I started guiding it in 2016. So now we're coming up on our 11-year trips, 11 years of trips I've done out there. And I'm doing 4 to 5. People ask me how many per year? 4 to 5 trips per year. So one recon trip and then 3 to 4 guided trips is my schedule these days. Okay, lots of info for the folks asking about teenagers on the trail. It's all in there. Great LNT question here. What is the protocol for pooping in the woods? LNT, look it up. Leave no trace. Carry toilet paper. Don't burn it. You can throw it, pack it to the next outhouse. You don't want to start a fire if it's super dry. Or you can bury it. It's not illegal to bury toilet paper. Just make sure you do it properly. Nothing else goes in the compost or the ground other than organic material, whatever comes out of your body and whatever you use to clean it off your body. So that's the guides version of that story. Look up Leave No Trace Canada. They got a ton of info on there, and the Leave No Trace principles. It explains it all. You can dump your toilet paper in the. Oh, great segue into Mark's question. You can definitely put your toilet paper in the composting outhouse, or if you have an emergency in between outhouses, you can bury it if you bury it properly. Look up how to make a cat hole. It'll explain it, the right depth and everything. Carry a trowel. Joe, I've addressed this already a few times. Trail shoes for me, hiking boots if it's cold, wet, snowy, trail shoes, dry, maybe a little bit of mud here and there. So I'm doing trail shoes on this trip. I was in the Rockies. I wore my boots. It was cold and snowing when I was on the trail with ice in places. On the trail next week, as you saw the weather, let's go to the weather. Look at this weather, folks. I can't believe it. Look at the weather. This is the weather that we're looking at for next week. And this is the European model. We can compare all forecasts and see they all agree. All 6 models agree it's going to be sunny, sunny, sunny. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday. And it's already been sunny out there for several days. So the trails had a chance to dry out. So trail shoes, short gaiters. I'm more concerned about sun protection and dust and twigs getting into my shoes than I am about getting wet and muddy. Karen asks, is the live stream going to be posted? Yeah. So on YouTube afterwards, once I conclude here coming up in the next few minutes, it'll get automatically added to the Facebook for only 30 days. It stays on there, but on YouTube, it stays indefinitely. And if you don't know where our YouTube channel is, head on over to youtube.com, Mike Blake, and go into our playlist, and you'll see all of our live stream archive right here. Oh, there you go. There I'm talking about the North Coast Trail. So our live stream archive is here, and you can see all of the different things in there. So all the lives are in there. There's lots of sessions. I even brought in sessions from before we went on YouTube. I copied them over and uploaded them to YouTube in a playlist. So lots of opportunity to catch up on different trips in there as well. And we'll do a live stream debrief afterwards as well once we get back. Hey Trisha, welcome. Hey Gord from Thunder Bay. I'm going to do a couple more questions, then we got to wind this down, folks. You want to know about the giveaway. So we're going to get to the end here. On YouTube, we've got a question. Are there tent pads on the WC2 require specific stakes or fishbone anchors? No, there's not. There's no tent pads. It's either dirt or sand. So not like the North Coast Trail or Juan de Fuca Trail. There's no tent pads. Yeah, check out my trail list, Jacqueline, on YouTube. If you go into my trail list, you'll see my water system in the hygiene section, or sorry, in the kitchen section right there. So I've got a CNOC through bottle, 1 liter, and then I've got a Platypus quick draw filter. And then I've got for electrolyte mix, I got a Hydro Pack Ultra Flask 500 mil. And then on camp, I have a 2 liter CNOC camp bag that I just use at camp. So I'm carrying about 1.5 liters on board. I drink at all the water stops when I get there. And then at camp, I drink a ton of water. So I'm always hydrated when I leave camp, and I'm never dehydrated because I'm always hydrated and only maintaining hydration. So that's an important way of managing a minimalist water system. But I like the stack and filter system because I can use it either as a squeeze or as a gravity. So it works both ways, which is really handy. And the cook system's in there too. You'll see it in the list. I shared the gear list if you scroll back up through the comments. S Patch. Yeah, I thought it was 6 o'clock too because I've been in mountain time, but yeah, I looked it up and it's definitely 5 o'clock Pacific time. I've been doing a time adjust. I was only in the mountain time zone for a couple of weeks, but I've got time zone lag here and trying to figure out my calendar when I got back. It didn't quite switch at the when I got back into the area. It was yeah, I've been working through that today. Mountain Mama saying, does the Crab Shack have garbage cans recycled only for stuff you buy there? And don't let them see you, especially Shelly trying to sneak stuff from your backpack in there. You'll get in big trouble. Only stuff that you've purchased at the Crab Shack can be left behind at the Crab Shack. Karen, you do not book a campsite for each day. You just book your permit for the trail, and all that information is in the Parks Canada site here. It explains everything right here, how to book the trail. So West Coast Trail Hike of a Lifetime. And there's more information on our website about it, about getting your permits. And also, I highly recommend checking out Blisters and Bliss and check out the West Coast Trail app. There's tons of info in all these resources to get you going. Oh, and also, folks, I just realized it didn't have an icon, so it didn't jump out. But also, shout out to our admin on the Facebook group. Um, yeah, you want to check out this website. This is cool. This West Coast Trail Experience and Transport. This is Valerie Burton. She's the admin for the West Coast Trail Facebook page, which has like 50,000 people on it, the North Coast Trail page, and the Juan de Fuca Trail page. And this is her gig. She's got a nice little B&B set up in Nanaimo, and she can do transportation to and from the trailheads for you. So if you got a group and you want private shuttles, talk to her, and she's also where I get these from. So if you're interested in and you don't win one of these, you just contact her, and she will set you up. Okay, so you don't have to book a campsite. Marshall, the Crab Shack. What exactly is the Crab Shack? Oh, you have to look it up. It's pretty cool. It is the way it sounds. It's a shack where you can get crab on the trail and other fine assortments. How do the water crossings work in early May going southbound? Well, it depends. I think it's pretty dry right now, so we'll see when we get there. I'll be going through there May 1st to 5th approximately, and I'll let you know. Am I posting all the links to the websites? No, I'm going to tell you where it is, and you'll have to go there. So, ready? We're going to do that right now, and then we're going to finish off the live stream because I got to do the giveaway. We just went over. So let's do that. I will show you where to find the links though, and you can always message me any question anytime. Just know that sometime starting in May 1st, which is in 2 days, I'm on the trail until September on and off. I'm a little bit slower to respond, but I try my best. Okay, so that's a good segue into winding this live stream down, folks. I've done a bunch of sharing content. So I shared a ton of info with you. Hopefully some of it was valuable and will help you plan safe, fun, successful trips on the West Coast Trail in 2026 and beyond. Now it's time for the giveaway. So first, you had to have participated in the chat to enter. So whether you said hello, told us where you're chiming in from, or asked a question, that'll get you into the first section. Second, go to our MB Guiding website, mbguiding.ca. This is the home page here, mbguiding.ca. You need to go here and either go through the main menu here to the contact form this way, or scroll to the bottom of any page and click contact. It'll bring you to our contact form. You need to fill out the contact form to enter the giveaway. So enter your first name, your last name, your email address so I can get back to you. The subject line is live stream giveaway. Live stream giveaway. Live stream giveaway. And in the message section, say hello, ask a question. And if you're chiming in on YouTube, tell me your YouTube handle because often they're not the same as your real first and last name or your aliases. Your YouTube handle is a jumble of letters and numbers sometimes, and it's hard for me to figure out. So you need to type it in there if you're coming in from YouTube, and that'll get you into the YouTube contest as well. Then you're going to agree to receive communication so I can get back to you and press send. Just know that you are going to be adding yourself to our list. So if you don't want to receive communication after you found out you won or didn't win, just unsubscribe. It's as easy as that. If you're curious how to join the giveaway and how to fill out the form, just rewind to this part in the video. There'll be a replay. Okay, so it's as easy as that. Third, I'm going to go into my giveaway little random generator that I have, and I'm going to pick probably tomorrow at around 6 p.m. Pacific time. So that gives you 24 hours. So if you're watching the replay, you can enter as long as you follow the instructions. So say hello or ask a question in the chat or comments, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook replay, and go to the contact page, enter your information there, and then you'll be entered because I won't do the draw until 6 p.m. Pacific time. That gives you 24 hours, and I'm going to draw the winners, and then I'm going to contact the winners with instructions to claim your prize packages. And just a reminder, if you're participating on YouTube, be sure to let me know your YouTube handle in the message field on the contact form. So good luck, everyone. And just a review of the prizes, we've got 3 Blisters and Bliss signed by West Coast Trail legend Wayne Aiken. We've got 3 West Coast Trail Pro Passes from West Coast Trail app developer Brett Marl. We've got 3 each of the Valerie Burton, late Jesse Benton patches and slug stickers. And we've also got 3 personalized consultations to plan a trip with MB Guiding. And for the YouTube viewers, this is your super prize you get access to is the brand new from Raven Thumb Creative, our new friend Luke Ellis, who just opened a shop in Port Renfrew. He's an artist, a West Coast Trail artist, and he's designed these really cool shirts. And we're going to give away one of those and some stickers too. So lots of good stuff in there. If you're looking for me to repeat the instructions, is all you have to do is replay the video. Okay, folks, so that's it. I'm going to wind down now. So make sure you go check out the mbguiding.ca website. Go check out our West Coast Trail guide and trip reports. Go check out the Parks Canada page. Go check out the West Coast Trail app. Let's just show you all these things here. So check out our page. Go visit our Facebook. Go to our YouTube channel. Check out Luke Ellis's website, Raven Thumb Creative. And thanks, Luke, for donating. Check out Blisters and Bliss website, blistersandbliss.com. Check out West Coast Trail app. Check out this website here, Valerie Burton, the West Coast Trail Experience and Transport. And always check out the Parks Canada West Coast Trail Hike of a Lifetime website, because if anything important ever comes up, it gets posted right at the top here. And there's all the information as well here to help you plan the trip. Our trail guide on our website pulls a lot of information from there, as does the West Coast Trail app. So a couple of different ways to do it. And everybody likes to read a good book. So use the paper book. Blisters and Bliss is the Bible of planning the West Coast Trail. So shout out to Wayne at Blisters and Bliss. Okay, let's wind this down. So we are planning our spring and summer live stream schedule now, and would love your feedback. What would you like to see next? More trip planning sessions, trip reports, and trail debriefs? Ooh, that was a tongue twister. So now that we're into the season, do you want to see us do some reports when we come back from the trail and debriefs? More Q&A sessions. If you have any other ideas, share them in the chat and comments. We'll post upcoming events on our social. Follow, subscribe, click on the events to get notifications when we go live again. If you enjoyed this live stream, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you're keen for more. You can also share the replay, share our websites, and share our social channels too. I'll jump into the comments and chat after dinner today. We got a pizza cooking in the oven. Got to get up there. I'm going to do some dinner, and then I'm going to come back into the chat and comments and answer some questions that haven't been answered live. So that's all for now, folks. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week, and see you on the trails. And for anyone that's going May 1st to 5th-ish, we will connect out there. Bye-bye.